Hey guys, so welcome back to the next episode of Ask Candi, and as you can tell, I am in my car. I feel like, I don't know, sometimes when I record these episodes at home, I get so distracted. A dog starts barking, someone walks into my office. If I go away in my car, just sit in my car, I'm actually outside going into a grocery store right now. I don't know, I just feel like I can think clearer and be more focused on my answers. So if this is the first episode you've ever watched of Ask Candi, this is basically a series where people ask me questions and ask for my advice on different topics related to life, relationships, money, education, parenting, mental health, pretty much anything you can think of. I'm not a professional. My advice is just coming from a 50-year-old experienced woman who's been married for a long time. I have 4 kids. They're all adults now, ages 18 to 27, which just seems crazy. And I just basically like to talk, which most of you probably already know. But if you're new here, welcome. If you want to ask me a question, follow me on Instagram, ourfamilynest. You can send me a DM, just put Ask Candi at the top, or you can email me at mail@ourfamilynest.com. All right, guys, first question comes from a 31-year-old gay man divorced for 3 years, about 30 pounds overweight, and because the gay dating scene is so much smaller than the straight dating scene, he feels that it's super competitive no matter where he goes. People sometimes joke that for being LGBT, I am super plus sized. I'm on a healthcare journey to lose weight, but I'm also conflicted. Do I really need to glow up and have this amazing body before I find love? I'm not getting any bites. I've been dating for 2 years, and it really seems like no one is interested in me for a real relationship. Everyone just tells me, love myself, give myself time to mourn the marriage, but that advice doesn't really help. I could really appreciate your insight. Okay, so I actually have a friend who's going through something a little bit similar. She is a straight female, so a little bit different, but I just noticed how much she is always putting herself down because she's not confident with her body. Like, she has a great career, she has an amazing personality, like everything about her is amazing, but she feels like she's not worthy to meet the right person because she's uncomfortable with her body. And it's crazy because she looks amazing, but she makes it seem so much worse than it really is. So 30 pounds, yes, I get it. It could be worse. 30 pounds, not that bad. I feel like you can look at this one of two ways. Either one, quit trying to find someone else right now. Take 12 months, 1 year to work on yourself. Continue with your fitness journey, and at the end of it, hopefully you'll have that confidence that you need to know 100% you're bringing this amazing person, this amazing man to the relationship. Or 2, you quit thinking so negative about yourself, realize that you have more to offer than just what you look like, and understand that everybody has something that they feel insecure about. Yours might be your weight, somebody else might be, like for a man, maybe thinks he's too short, or he doesn't have a good enough job, or he has too many kids, or who knows. But I'm telling you, everybody has something that when they're out there in that dating world that they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so ashamed of whatever it is. I think it's more of something that's in your head more than you think, more than other people. I understand you're saying you've been in the dating scene for 2 years and you haven't found the right person yet. There are some people that date for 20 years and they still haven't found the right person yet. So maybe quit trying so hard to find the one and just have fun. All right, next question. How to make your relationship the best as possible? Less arguments and be more mature together. I'm 19 and my man is 20. He is in the military and we have hard times together considering we have been living together for only 6 months. Any advice to make this easier and just have fun without the arguments? It's kind of interesting because how you're saying you want to have fun without the arguments. Well, this is kind of part of growing up. This is why a lot of times when my kids are like, oh, we want to move in together, you want to play house, so to speak, because you're young, you're not married yet, but you're ready to live together and you're facing all these adult issues all at once, and you're realizing not everything is fun. There are a lot of now serious things that you have to deal with. Paying bills, answering to someone else, them wanting to know where you are, when you're going to come home, and you start to feel like, wow, we're not even married yet, but it feels like we're already married. And that's unfortunately what you face when you choose to move out and live together at such a young age. I think the best thing that you can do is for both of you to sit down and really discuss with each other, what are the things things that we tend to argue about the most and work on those topics. Like a minor thing, like, okay, I'm mad that you leave the kitchen cupboards open all the time, or you put your dirty dishes in the sink, or you leave your dirty clothes laying around on the floor. And then just talk about what is a plan that we can utilize to move forward so we stop having these stupid little petty arguments every single day. Because most of the time that's what it is. And I think eventually in a relationship, especially as you get older and you do grow up and mature, you learn to pick your battles. Like there's certain things that even Ken does still today that sometimes drives me nuts. And I'm sure I do the same thing to him, but you just sometimes look the other way because he knows when he does it that it's going to annoy me. But I also know that it's not worth the argument or ruining our evening over bringing up something that's really kind of silly. It's much easier to just, okay, pick his clothes up. Or his thing is like leaving toothpaste in the sink after he brushes his teeth. It's like, do you not see that there? Okay, well then I brush my teeth and I just clean it rather than get back in here and clean up your mess and then we're arguing for the next day. So have a serious conversation over the things that are causing you guys the most conflict, and then just talk about what the two of you together can do so those small little things aren't causing big arguments anymore. And truthfully, every day it is just a choice. It's your choice if you want to get mad at him over the stuff, and same thing for him. And I think maybe you'll notice if you quit nitpicking about the small stuff, he'll quit nitpicking about the small stuff too. Okay, next question. I've been trying to get in the mindset where I consider myself the priority. I still greatly appreciate my friends and family, but I don't want to rely on them fully on my happiness. Like I don't want to need their validation to be happy, but I'm not fully sure how to make my own self appreciate alone time. I have hobbies that I do love, like crocheting, reading, walking at parks, hanging with my dog and cat, but I feel like I'm missing something to where I can be happy by myself. So I guess the question is here, how do I value my time alone? I get it, like self-care time alone, finding things, hobbies, like you're saying, to do alone is great, but I don't necessarily think that you're going to feel that same amount of happiness doing those things by yourself as you do when you're with other people. So maybe quit comparing the two and just value the two things separately and kind of just take things day by day. Like some days we wake up and we don't crave that human interaction. We want to be alone. Maybe we're a little bit sad that day. Maybe work was stressful and we come home. We don't want to talk on the phone. We don't want to text. We just want to be left alone doing the things that we love and enjoy. So then do it. But then you might wake up the next day and feel like, wow, I really could use a dinner out with a friend, or I really need to talk to one of my family members today. And that's okay. Like I don't think there needs to be so much pressure on one versus the other. Do what makes you happy. Don't expect to feel that same amount of joy and happiness from the time that you spend alone that you do when you're with other people. And then also my other piece of advice would be, if you feel like you're not getting enough time to yourself, write it out on your calendar. Like when you're planning out your week, or open a little notepad on your phone and be like, Tuesday night, no matter what, I'm going to be by myself. I'm watching this, I'm doing this, I'm taking a bath, I'm crocheting, whatever it may be. And just schedule that time so then when someone says, oh, do you want to do this on Tuesday? You look at your schedule. Oh, nope, sorry, I have plans. And those plans can just be with yourself, and that's okay. Next question. How would you suggest to getting out of a reading slump? Okay, reading slumps are hard. I get in them a lot where I find like all I'm doing is focusing on wanting to finish the book so I can start a new book. I really love that like feeling that you get when you open a book for the first time and you start reading, and you just, I feel like I know if I'm gonna fall in love with a book within the first 20 pages. I feel like I can just tell. And as soon as I get like a bad attitude about a book, it's really, really hard to want to read the book, and it'll take me days to finish the book. So to me, getting out of a reading slump always just involves reading books from my favorite authors, or reading books that other people that I feel like we have similar interests books that they really highly rated and swear that everybody's gonna enjoy. Not one of those books that like, oh, some people like it, some people don't. For me, a go-to is always Colleen Hoover. I feel like romance books always get me out of a slump way more than any other genre. Thrillers, mysteries can be so hit or miss. Same with like literary fiction. I don't know. I feel like I don't read a lot of good literary fiction, but romance books, just a lighthearted, fun story that's going to make you laugh, maybe even make you cry. Join Goodreads. I have the link below for mine, and just follow people that you feel like have similar interests as you, and then just look at their recently read, and if they're giving someone like a 5-star rating, this guy's like literally like, what is she doing? If someone that you like is giving a book a 5-star rating, chances are it's probably a pretty good book. That always works for me. All right, next question. How to find a good group of friends for college? How do I find a roommate that I feel like will be a good fit for me? It's so hard to find friends in a roommate, even though I'm not even in college yet. That's a great question. I feel like personally, if I was going to college, I would be so excited to maybe get matched with someone, like have my roommate be someone that's not like me at all. Because college is going to be so much fun, going away to college. I talk about it like I would know. I did not go away to college, but seems like it would be so much fun. And I feel like having a roommate that would maybe like bring some new sides of me out, or like force me to try something that I wouldn't normally do, would be so much better than like somebody that would prefer to like stay in every night and watch Netflix and read. Like, you know, if I'm like that quiet, shy person, introvert, I'd love to have an extroverted roommate. So I feel like you can't go wrong, because either way, you're going to end up with someone that's just like you. So you're going to have a ton in common, and that would be fun. Great. You'll have a lot to talk about. But then if you get someone that's not like you, like think of just the new things that you're going to discover by meeting someone new. I don't know. Personally, I just feel like that'd be a lot of fun. I find it weird that they have you fill out these like applications and are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Do you like this? Do you like that? And that's how they match you with a roommate. I don't know. I guess it makes sense. They wouldn't want to put somebody who's a night owl with someone who's an early riser. But I guess when it comes to other things though, like other personality traits, I would just love to be with somebody that's so different than me. So I wouldn't worry about it. Like I feel like however it happens, it's going to be meant to be. Go into it with a positive attitude and be willing to like open yourself up to try new things, and you should have a blast. Those 4 years of your life are going to go by so quick. Get good grades, but also enjoy it. Okay. My boyfriend cheated on me while I was pregnant with my son. It's taking everything in me to not get my revenge. We have 2 kids together and I want us to work out, but I don't know how I can get over it and gain his trust and respect back. What would you do? At first I wanted to pack my kids up and move back to Michigan where my family is, but he did basically beg me to stay, blocked her, etc. So she just found out about this a month ago, but the cheating occurred last summer and he was still communicating with her when he found out. That is really a tough call. Personally, I don't know if I could go through this without any outside help. If you can afford it, I would highly recommend going to therapy. If you could go as a couple, great. That would be great. Marriage counseling would be amazing, or couples counseling since you're not married. But therapy just for yourself, because having someone break your trust is going to put you through a roller coaster of emotions for many, many years to come. Even if you make the decision to stay because you had kids with this guy and he does everything in the world possible to prove to you that he is never going to cheat on you again, there's still so much damage done to you personally that you need to deal with. Personally, if I could go back to myself back when I went through my divorce with Andrew's father, I would give anything to have had someone tell me that I needed to go to therapy. We did couples counseling for, gosh, maybe 4 sessions, which I felt like didn't really help at all, to be honest. But when I went through my own issues a couple years ago and went to a therapist, oh my gosh, what a difference. Like, you think just talking to friends or family is the same thing. Oh, you're talking it out. It is not. Like, therapists, if you find the right therapist, it can be life-changing. I always tell everyone, and I'm sure I've said it in these videos before, that if therapy wasn't so expensive, everyone should be going to therapy. But I know it's not in everyone's budget. Like, I can't even fathom the cost of, like, I would go every week if it wasn't so expensive, and I don't even need to go right now, but I wish I could go right now. So therapy, number one, I definitely cannot tell you what to do because these situations are 50-50. You have one side that says, yes, people make mistakes, we need to be forgiving, let's not dwell on the past, let's move forward, hopefully he's learned from his mistakes. And then there's the other side that once a cheater, always a cheater. Like, you don't know what side of the situation you're on. So that's why I so strongly believe in therapy, because one, you need the tools to cope with what you've gone through, and then you also need the tools to cope with if it happens again. And I think during that whole process of therapy, you're going to find out what that right answer is. You're going to be faced with the issues of figuring out why this happened in the first place, and then you're also going to learn if this is something that you want to take the chance of it happening again. And a therapist isn't exactly going to like tell you what to do, but they just have this like magical power that is going to help you work it out. And let me just say, if you're not getting a good feeling from a therapist after 2 visits, find a new therapist. Don't waste your money going to a therapist that is not helping you. And also, a little bit of advice, do not beat yourself up over the mistake that he made. He is the problem. You're not the problem. You didn't deserve this. I don't care what you did. No one deserves to be cheated on. So don't allow yourself to go down that road. Don't accept responsibility for his mistake. What's your advice on moving out of my parents' house at 19 years old? Did Karli write this question? Gosh, I get it, guys. I totally can see like every aspect of this situation. I can understand why Andrew stayed at home all through college, wait till he got situated with a really good job before he moved out. I can understand why Chase at such a young age moved out. I can understand why Blake at 20 years old moved out. I can understand why Karli at 18 and a half years old wants to move out. So I think the biggest aspect is 100% making sure you're financially capable of being able to afford being out on your own. If you say yes to that, then I guess have at it. Hopefully your parents are kind enough where if you move out and it doesn't work out and you need to come back home, they will let you. But I will tell you the same thing I just told Karli yesterday. Don't rush things in life, because you have the rest of your life to look forward to all the things that you're just thinking, oh my gosh. Karli looks at like houses for sale, how she wants to decorate, and the new cat she wants to get, and just she's always like thinking of things that she wants for her future, which is great. It's great to have goals and things to look forward to, but make sure you're also enjoying life right now. Like, especially a lot of times, like Karli's home a lot, so I get it, but like if you work a full-time job and then you run with your friends or your boyfriend and stuff all the time and you're hardly ever home, is it really worth having all those bills of being on your own just so you don't have to have a curfew, just so you can have your own space? Like, really make sure you're weighing out all the pros and cons, because it is expensive. Things are expensive right now. Have you gone grocery shopping lately? Just make sure you can afford it, number one. How did you handle the toddler years? Best advice for a mom of toddlers. Keep your kids busy. Always have activities for them kind of planned. Like, we'd always have these, we had like a playroom down in our basement at our old house, and we would have like a bin of dinosaurs, a bin of the little people, Barbies, you know, like all the different toys. And I always found, even those years that I was a stay-at-home mom and I didn't have to work, but I still had to like cook and clean and keep up with, you know, Andrew would have sports and activities while the other 3 were really little, like the toddler age. I always just found like keeping kids busy and entertained. And I know nowadays, oh my God, it blows my mind how it's just like everybody just throws iPads and phones in front of their kids like at restaurants and stuff. I probably would do the same thing because you just want to like go out and have a quiet dinner without your kids screaming at the top of their lungs and bothering everyone around you. I guess back in our day, I would have a bag and it would just be filled with toys that I know they used to enjoy playing with. So I don't know, I feel like you could try to make it fun. Like have little theme days, almost like you're running a little preschool in your home, because my aunt does that for a living. And like, it's dinosaur week. So you're finding shows on TV that have dinosaurs. They have the toys that are dinosaurs. You talk about dinosaurs. Maybe you make lunch that's like food like a dinosaur would eat, like a salad or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of just do this little like theme week. And I'm sure if you Googled it, you could come up with all kinds of like preschool / toddler themes. I know one thing that I wish I would have done less of when my kids were little was worried about how much food they ate. I feel like I spent so much time forcing my kids to sit in their high chairs or sit at the table and eat your food. You're gonna eat that sandwich. You're gonna eat this. You're gonna eat that. Unless your kids have like health issues where they're not eating and not getting proper nutrition, why do we force our kids to sit at the table and eat for endless amount of hours throughout the day? Like, call me crazy, but I feel like they're gonna eat when they're hungry. That's one thing I feel like I would have done differently if I could go back in time. I don't know, I know the toddler years can be really stressful. I just feel like being like organized and have a plan for the day could help tremendously. All right, last question. My dad refuses to meet my boyfriend of 8 months. How do I go about introducing him? I don't know what else to do since he's already met my mom. I tried over breaks and we both are distanced since we both go to school but are from the same hometown. Next time he is home will be summer for an extended period of time. Help. Sometimes I feel like it's hard for parents because we don't want to allow ourselves to get attached to our kids, like boyfriends or girlfriends, because what if it doesn't last? Then you've like put all this energy into getting to know someone and develop a relationship with them, and then it doesn't work out. So either one, maybe your dad's thinking, oh, she'll probably be broke up with him in a couple months, I'm just not going to worry about it. Or he's not wanting to be accepting of the fact that his daughter is dating someone because that's like accepting that his baby girl is grown up. Or if you really want it to happen, like this summer, once you guys are back home, just ask your mom for help. Like if they normally sit down at a certain time to eat dinner, just be like, hey mom, can we plan to have my boyfriend come for dinner Friday night? Like let's just 6:30 or whatever the normal time is to eat dinner. And you guys all sit down to eat. Your dad sits down at the table and here comes your boyfriend. Oh, hi, this is so-and-so, whatever. What is he gonna do? Get up from the kitchen table and leave? Like, I don't know. I feel like I would talk to your mom and see if she can help make it happen and sort of just let it happen naturally, even though at the same time it's kind of like planned and forced. And then you won't have a choice. Like, especially if he starts coming over your house a lot this summer when you guys are home from college. Like if he's there a lot, how is your dad going to constantly keep avoiding meeting him? I feel like it'll happen this summer. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Maybe they're just nervous about meeting him because they're just not sure if the relationship's gonna last. But by the summer, it'll be close to almost you guys dating for a year. Just give it some more time. All right, guys, that's it for the questions. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, you are an angel. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye, guys.